All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have not subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Today, Corica and I have Natasha Howard joining us to continue the series on motherhood. And if this is your first time tuning in, Cork and I are just collaborating to have very authentic, true conversations with other mothers. Motherhood is a lot. It is literally like all the things. And so, as mothers, we just want to have conversations that we believe will help other mothers in their journey as well. We are not three women who know it all, right? Like, we're still navigating, figuring out day by day. But we believe that through conversation and sharing information on how you've handled certain things is certainly a blessing and a way for us all to learn, grow, be better mothers, and ultimately women. So that's what this is all about. So today, Natasha has, I think, a really, I'll call it beautiful, right? Story. And I know the story kind of from afar, and so I'm really excited to hear her tell it today. But before we begin with Tasha Corker, did I miss anything? Or
You did not.
You did. I just want to make sure, because you
got it.
All right, so Tasha, just to start off, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you live, your children, what you do, like all the things about Tasha.
Okay, Natasha Howard, originally from Greensboro, Georgia, live in Edenton for the last 18 years. I have 4 kids. I'm a manager at Zaxby's, trying to start my own business. Well, started my own, not trying. Mega creation, and just do a little this and that, everything.
Good. So, okay, you got 4 kids. Tell us the age of the oldest and the age of the baby, so we can have perspective of what motherhood looks like for you on a day-to-day.
Oldest 19, youngest 4 years old.
Okay. So, to start, let's just talk about motherhood for you right now. What does that look like? How would you describe it?
To me, is unbalanced, I would say. Unbalanced is you have your good days, you have your bad days, you have just your days. Like, mostly I love being a mother, so I just work with what my children do. I adapt to them instead of them adapting to me. So.
That's good. I don't know if I'd be adapting. I don't know if I'd be doing enough adapting to the children.
If not, you're gonna be.
Yeah, I gotta keep that one in mind. Adapting to them.
That was good.
All right. So you have 4 children between the ages of 19 to 4. Okay. Mm-hmm. So now kind of walk us through you with your firstborn, right? Like, how old were you? And then talk about having your first child and what that experience was like.
I was 19 years old, teen mom, had my first child at 19. Had no idea what I was doing, but only thing I knew I was gonna do was be a great mother to my son, but I had no idea. My first child, so of course he was what they call a spoiled child. I did everything, held him all day, everything, and to this day I think he still is that spoiled child. But I was single, like I was a single mother until Neil, like the first day Neil, which is my ex-husband, he the first day I found out I was pregnant, he found out I was pregnant. We had started talking, and I gave him the option. I said, I'm pregnant. I don't know, you want to stay with me? Just continue to talk to me. I'm pregnant with, of course it's not his baby, so I'm pregnant with a baby. He chose to stay, and 2-3 years later we got married, so and had our own child together.
I think that is some kind of love that he had to have for you, because most men would be like, absolutely not, like I'm not doing it, and especially because of the age, right? So like you being a teen, so I don't know how old Neil was.
He was with 4 days apart.
So like y'all being so young and him willing to say, you know what, I care for you, I'ma love your son like my very own. I think that's very that's beautiful that he did that. Okay, so you got Malik, you dated Neil, y'all get married, y'all have a baby, right? You have your daughter, okay? Then y'all are married for some more years, and then you have Gavin, okay? And then at some point, unfortunately, the marriage ends. Let's talk about how you and Neil, however it went, how did y'all approach that conversation with the children, that what they had known for all of those years was ending?
It wasn't truly a conversation with me and him coming together and talking to the kids. It was just like it was a surprise to me, it's a surprise to them, because it was okay. Of course, you go through the rough patches, so you know this going on, but you shocked when it is up and leave. You know, you up and leave, and then so now it's left up to me to have the conversation with the kids. So I'm dealing with the crying, I'm dealing with the not understanding, and so one thing I did, you know, I talked to him, and of course, like my emotion I held in until it's time for me to get in the shower, and just so they won't have to see that. And maybe sometimes I think maybe they should see, cause you have emotion too, you know, they have emotion too, but that's just what I had chose to do. And so eventually they, you know, we got through that part of it. And I ain't gonna say got through it, cause I'm sure it's still a effect now, but like we made it through that part. And then of course, like Neil, like it's not like he left and then didn't do anything for our kids. He left, but he still was getting the kids. He still was doing for the kids, and just, I call it, left me. You know, he didn't leave the kid, he left me, but he still was doing for our kids. Even Malik, the child, that he didn't have to do for Malik, you know, but he still chose to do for Malik. So
now, when I think about, I ain't been through no divorce, right? But like I've had relationships end that, you know, can be difficult. How did you keep, like, what were some of the things that you did to keep yourself together, not just for yourself, but for your kids? Because when we're hurting, like you say, you would go sometimes and like cry in the shower and stuff. Like, how did you keep yourself together while you're also going through a very painful situation?
I don't think I chose just to focus on my children more, like just focus on them. Cause if I focus on them, I know they need me. I know I got to take care of them. I wanted a husband. I thought I needed a husband, but I know for a fact my kid need me. So I just chose to focus on them. So we always did family fun night, even when Neil was there as a family. We did family fun night. We just did. I had a whole a whole sheet wrote out one time. Every day, not once a week. Every day we did something that was on the thing. We have movie night one, like Monday, maybe movie night. Tuesday might be game night. Every day it was something. You know, if y'all go back on my Facebook page a long time ago, you might see all that on there. But yeah, we just did something every night. We did something.
Yeah. And
then of course, like Malik, he was in all kind of sports, so we were gone. We were
real busy.
That's so impressive. Yeah. And then I think it just really shows like the true strength of a woman, that you going through all that, but you still having to hold it together for the sake of your children.
Did you feel like, even though he was present still, right, like getting the kids and all that stuff, did it feel like true co-parenting, or did you feel like you went back to being a single mom again, if that makes sense.
Single mom, I didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Like, I had, like, basically, like, I was, in reality, I was a single mom at 19, but I never was a single mom at 19, if that makes sense.
It does.
Because he was there. He always been there. So now, how do you do this? Like, how do you go? I was even having a panic attack one time by even just got to wash all the dishes, got to do all the clothes, like, just, like, everything, because, like, everything was new, because once you had help, and now you don't have help no more. And then even to the point of, even one time I needed a new car, because my baby Gavin, of course, he was born with heart condition. I needed a new car, and I'm panicking to the fact of, can I pay for this car by myself? You know, it's just like everything getting new. So it like, it takes some used to, until like, but I'm thankful for like the friends that I had, the family that I had, like at the time. Because I probably still stuck now. Like, I can't say I wouldn't be, you know. And just thankful that I'm not. And that, you know, that part of life, how even before he passed, you know, we had been divorced for a year.
So let's talk about him passing. So y'all have been divorced, you just said 4 years at the time that he passed. Talk about having to tell your children that their father had passed, because you just had a difficult conversation with them 4 years prior, right? That the life that they knew was changing, right? You guys get into, okay, this is what life looks like now, right? Mom and dad not together, but both present. And now he died. So tell us about that conversation with the kids.
Okay, when I first got a call, of course it didn't shock me. I got a call from his daddy, and I know his daddy wouldn't be making it up, but it just went real. And then so I didn't even go get my kids. I went to his mother's house, and even when I went to the school to get a kid, I still couldn't tell him. I couldn't tell him. His sister Tonya, which she passed now too, but his sister Tonya, she had to tell him for me. And oh man, like, it was just in shock. Everybody was just in shock. And the one who took it the hardest at the very beginning was Malik, though. Like, of course, he took it the hardest, but he still wanted to go on. Like, he even went to school like the next day just to not. So what I did, I wrote his teacher, told him like let nobody bring it up to him, you know, and all that. But it's still hard. Like, it's hard.
So I think even though like it's hard to put in words, right? Because I think sometimes like it's just hard to think about as a mother, knowing another mother has had to kind of go through something so difficult with small children at that, right? Like trying to help them navigate their feelings, understand their grief. And even now, right? And trying to like keep his memory alive, make sure, you know, that you guys continue to honor him. What has it been like for you as a mother, kind of walking your children through their grief, right? And then I imagine, right, that you still have some grief there too related to that. So can you just kind of talk about that?
Only thing from the beginning, I always said we not gonna look at it there like a handicap, make it a handicap where some people, you know, my daddy died, so this why I'm acting out. My daddy died, so this why I'm, whatever you may be doing. I always tell we're not gonna use his death as a handicap, because what you gonna keep doing, you're gonna keep going forward. You know, it's hard, of course it's hard, but you got to keep going forward. And like how if he was here, what would you do? Keep going forward. And so so what I do, my daughter, she ended up breaking down one time, and so like I let you know, because at the moment I knew, because her daddy were like close, so I knew that was gonna happen. And so let her went through her grief. And what I used to do, and what I stopped doing now, I used to take them to the grave like 2-3 times a week, But when they brought it to my attention that bothered them more, what I stopped doing was taking them to the grave. Now let them tell me when they want to go to the grave. Mm-hmm. Right now, we probably haven't been to the grave in months now, but it's still up to them when they want to go. Not what everybody think it should look like. Because some people do a lot of stuff because of what it look like to the public. That's right. And just like the Beauty and the Beast thing we just did, the Father-Daughter weekend. We had been talking about that for 2 years before it even happened. And that's just because at first she wanted to do it at first. Then she didn't want to do it. Then she, even when this year she thought about it, she like, I don't want to do it. But then you turn around some months later. So though I say adapting to them because just let them go with the flow of what they doing. Because I haven't lost my daddy, you know, so I don't know. Yeah. So it's hard though. Even to my baby boy, because he was 3-4 years old when he passed. He don't understand. I don't think he remember is that his daddy was in a closed casket because his body couldn't be on scene. He remember closed casket that he thought was gonna open up. You know, that's all he remember. So that death was in his head. You know.
I remember when Neil had the accident. I passed that truck when that was going on my way to Macon that day. But I remember. I didn't find out until a couple hours later that that was him. I remember that day.
I said, what is so strange like that day though is because normally I get on Facebook every day, all day, back and forth. And that day right there I was so busy I couldn't get on Facebook. But as soon as like, I know everything. As soon as I got on Facebook, that was the first thing popped because somebody had put it on Facebook. I can't remember who it was, but somebody, and I was like, I'm so thankful that I didn't see that because at the time I didn't know, you know. I'm thankful though, but yeah, it's hard. Like it's still hard. And, you know, like I said, you had your moment. You had your moment.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say no more because I think it's just one of those things where like. I think you just empathize with somebody so much when you think about that because I couldn't imagine having to kind of navigate that with my children, you know, just because they are children. What are some things that we're going to shift gears a little bit. What are some things that you are trying to instill in your children, or what's something that you want them to remember most about you as their mom?
I just want them to remember that I love them. Ooh, like I always say, past the moon and back again. And so each one, you know, just in case something would have happened, Lord forbid. But I did all of them blanket. Like explaining, of course, they may change tomorrow, but like what I want them to know at the moment. I did all of them a blanket, and so that's something that they'll have for a lifetime if they keep it. And just instilling, just be great. Don't even. We always talk about everything. So I just even told them the other day, if something would have happened to me right now, please don't stop your life. Just keep going, cause their life, you know. So I just want them to still keep going, be strong, and keep striving for the best.
Yeah.
That's a good point that you made, and I know you may be talking about if God forbid if he would have passed that something, but I always bring up the question like if I were to get older where I'm in need for a caregiver or my children have to take care of me, and I'm always in deep thought about, do you really want them to like, you know, pause their life and the stuff they got going on to have to come and take care of you? Then I'm like, that would be so selfish of me, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm prayerfully by that time they have families of their own. Like I know a lot of people don't see it like that. A lot of people like, well, I had you. You supposed to stop and take care of me, but I don't think I want my children to. You know, I think I want them to make sure I'm well taken care of, but you know, not just stop everything they got going on. So
I just told my neighbor did. Me and her just had this conversation last week because we were talking about life insurance, and I was telling her, she was like, well, you can put Malik over everything. I said, yeah, I could put Malik over everything. I said, but then that make Malik the caregiver for my kids. And I said, right now Malik is in school, so
You
why
don't
should
want
he
him to
have to stop school
Yeah.
to take care of some kids?
Yeah.
You know, and he don't have kids. You
Yeah.
know, I don't think that's fair to him.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, that's a good point. What would you say to your younger self, to a younger Tasha, just whether it be about motherhood or just being a woman? What would you say?
I would say just to live a little more. Of course, I want a baby at 19, but I'm thankful for my baby. But I want a baby at 19, so live past 19, so you won't have to stop your life at 19 or start with a responsibility, a major responsibility at age of 19. And just live life. That's why I tell my older self too, just live.
I know.
Live life.
I know. But it's
With
easy to
no
get caught
regret.
up. Yeah,
It's
get
so
caught
easy
up
to
in
get
your
caught up.
children
Yeah.
and taking care of them. So that's important. It is.
Yeah, and I was thinking too, I didn't realize Malik was, you were 19 when you had Malik, but I was a fresh 20 when I had Jordan. And one of the things that I always think back on is that, like, I cannot remember my life out of high school without having to be concerned for somebody else. So, like, that's one of the things that, like, if I could go back, I definitely wish I had more years to just care for Tracy, right?
Exactly.
And not feel like all that extra responsibility of having to make sure that this human being, right, is also taken care of, and then I give them, the best possible life. Now, you were talking about too, about just live as a mother, 4 children, right? They're all in different places in their lives. How are you, as their mother, as Tasha, maintaining your identity outside of them? Or do you even feel that you have an identity outside of them?
No, I mean, I feel I have an identity, but it's not exactly, because I'm still balancing it out. I'm trying to still balance it out even 19 years later. Still trying to balance it out, because I have a 4-year-old now who I'm adjusting to, of course. But like I always, I don't say it plenty of times to anybody, I love being a mother. Like I really don't know, like even before I should have been thinking about children, I always wanted 2 children. Like I used to write down my life, like I'm gonna have this and that, and I'm gonna have 2 children, boy and a girl. And like I don't know if I always loved the children. I always loved children, even wanted a daycare center at one time. So like being a mother is, of course, my children gonna grow up, they gonna go on about their business, not gonna be standing about their mother, period. Like, but at that time, I'm hoping in my mind I have grandchildren, so I don't know, I don't mind, because I never been the going out type of person. I never been the person that, I'm just a family person. My family at my house, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I'm good. My friends, I love my friends now. But if my family there, or if my friends at my house, I go to my friend's house, I'm good. And I can't even think of a play that I just got. Like in my mind, I have to go. And then not because I did my life that I don't adapt to. I just, even in school, I never been that going out person. So I just, if I go out, thank you. If I don't, I'm fine. I'm fine. Something that I always tell people be saying they bored, they get bored. I never use that word, because I never be bored.
Little, I
never be bored.
I asked somebody one day, how you get bored when you got kids?
Yep.
Like, my children don't allow me to be bored. Like,
Right,
it's impossible.
And then, and I think even before I had kids, I always loved craft. So maybe the craft is why my mind never get bored.
Oh, yeah.
So, like I said, finding my own self, I probably won't never. I don't know.
You are. You are.
I am who I am.
Like, you know who you are. You know, you fine.
And I'm fine.
Yeah.
I love that for you, because Lennox about to be 3. Okay. Since I had him, I be feeling very lost.
Yeah.
about like who I am, right?
Yeah.
Like I just feel like it's always about like children,
Yeah,
husband, the
it
house,
definitely
whatever,
is.
right? And I've been like I kept saying like, oh, I'm gonna be outside this year. I ain't been outside. I ain't been no, like, I ain't been nowhere. And so I'm also trying to get to a place where it's been like, Tracy, this is the season of your life. And that is okay, right? For you to immerse yourself into being a wife and a mother. And I think having my children so far apart, it also shows like how quickly time flies by. Because I'm like, Jordan about to be 17, he about to be a senior, right? So like his life is about to change. And like now I got Lennox and I'm thinking about he was just the baby, right? And like now he's talking up a storm and like all this stuff. And so it's just really, I think, making me appreciate time with them, because looking at my children, I think they are the reminder to me of how time truly flies.
It really does.
Because I'm like, you were just a baby. And so I've been dealing with it.
I don't know. I can't explain it, but
I think it's great that you love it. And I think it's a great thing for your kids to see, right?
And
like
it's okay.
that you love
like,
it, right?
Yeah.
And they don't hear you complaining, right?
Yeah.
Saying, oh, gotta do this, or like this is this, right? Because like that affects them if they hear you complaining, oh, I gotta take you here, I gotta do this, or this costing me money. Like that makes them feel like they're a burden, right? Instead of a blessing. So I think it's great that your kids get to experience that from you as their mother. Did I miss a question, Cora?
I don't think so.
Has there been a phase of parenting that you found to be more challenging? Like, considering that, oh, you know what, let's talk about this since you're talking about phase, right? Because Malik just completed his first year of college. So when I was thinking about the phases, I'm like, you've gone through like the teenage, and then like, of course, like you've gone through like the baby, Ava back in her, like, she's not a toddler. I don't know what they call their age, what she is now.
Preschool?
Yeah.
Is it preschool?
She 4, so it's
Yes,
still
maybe it's
considered
preschool.
She might be a toddler at
It's still
4.
toddler.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's talk about the transition from Malik graduating to going to college out of state at that, right? And then how if you, because I don't want to assume, if you parented him a little bit differently since he's technically an adult, right? In college, in a different state. Like, what did that transition look like?
Oh, that transition was how you see a cartoon, they head blown off, like how a cartoon. Because I'm honestly, though I say I think my life stopped like at 19, because I'm honestly not even realizing that he was going to be 20 this year. Like that, I guess I want him to stay the teenager instead of growing up. And of course, I know he needed to grow up. But the first year, oh man, mama was crying, mama was panicking. Well, I still call her, call her. They were gonna text every day, and he home now though, but now he's trying to get his own place. So I'm back at panic.
He going back to the same college again. He's gonna get his own place off campus.
Oh.
Him and his girlfriend also go to school there, so him and his girlfriend. So now I'm back at panic for both of them.
Not moving in together.
Lord have mercy.
So I'm back at panic. So like, but the first year really was like real life panic. Like, oh, if you don't answer the phone, like what you doing? Like panic. So
you got his location on too?
No, every time they act like they died or something. They don't work really. Like, they don't. So no.
Oh Lord, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Like, Coriana just 15. But I panic if for real, like if I'm calling him and he not answering, like I be threatening him like if he don't answer the phone, I'm gonna cut it off. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I can only imagine at that age, like where your mind going to.
You trying to make sure that they not like you don't want them to be like I'm treating you like you age
Yeah,
for age.
yeah.
So now I got to realize you growing up, you don't have to have your location on for me.
Yeah.
I want you to,
Yeah.
but you don't have to. But it's just like, but like I said, if I had the Malik is the one I really don't worry about in reality. I worry about because of the world, how the world is.
Yes.
But Malik gonna be at a football field with a girlfriend or at home at work, one of those. I don't really worry about him. But if I had to pinpoint, there was Malik at. Now if Malik ain't in them 4 places, we finna call 911. Like, but it's hard. Especially to move in and stuff now.
Yeah. That got me and my feelings over here like, moving in, what?
Yeah. But they both are, I promise, they both good. They smart, they good.
They do their work.
They do it, yeah. Both dean list, so you can't ask for more for neither one of them.
No.
And both got the same, you got to grow up. Because I moved in my own place at 20.
Yeah.
But
You have raised Malik well. I remember him when he was knee high to a grasshopper.
Yep.
He's always been a good child, though.
I can't take that away. Like, I can remember somebody said one time, well, they said they told me, but I know they didn't tell me that, but that I always brag on Malik, and I don't never say about my other kid, and I was like, that's not true. Malik just do more. At the time he was playing everything.
Right.
So it wasn't that I'm putting him out there more, just he doing more. And like, of course, we have our bad days in our house, but we got the news for that. The news gonna need to give out enough bad stuff, so why I need to give out everything bad? Let's be positive,
And
I mean, if you want to celebrate your kids, celebrate
yeah.
your kids.
I had that conversation with somebody too. She was telling me something that her little kid has about 5 years old. She was like, I ain't trying to brag. And I'm like, girl, like those are your children. You have every right to brag on them. Like celebrate them because they need it.
Yeah.
Like children need it. And I think a lot of time people like to say, well, she praising him now. Then soon as he do something, well, if he do something wrong tomorrow, I'm an adult. I still don't do everything right. Their children, it's gonna happen.
Right.
But why are they doing something right? Then go ahead and give that to them. Right. They need it.
I can remember somebody told me, I can't believe you fussing. I said, well, you don't want to come in my house, then don't fuss. I fuss. I know they get tired of me fussing. So they was surprised that they heard me fuss. Like, okay, I fuss.
Yeah.
They probably can repeat everything I say by now. Like, but it different. Like, in every child different. Like, you cannot come and say, I'm finna treat you how I do Malik. I'm finna treat you how I do Ariana. Like, each one different. Ava has showed me very different. Like,
I bet she has.
So they different.
Yeah. That's awesome. I don't have any other questions. Is there something that we did not talk about? Did you remember something that you didn't say that you wanted to say, just about your life, about motherhood in general, anything else you want to share with the people watching?
The only thing I would say is be the parent you know how to be. Don't be the parent that you see on social media. Don't be the parent that you think I am. Cork or Tracy, be who you choose to be, because each child different, each parent different.
Yeah.
That's all. Just be who you choose to be.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all, we got another one in the books. Thank you so much for watching. We hope that this video has blessed you in some way, that there was something said that you can take and apply to your own life. Use it for encouragement, inspiration, something. Tasha, thank you again for coming on. If you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for the next video.